A hawk spotted a duck on the pond and attacked from cover, so the duck didn't even realize where the danger came from and didn't have time to take off. The hawk gripped the duck with a deadly hold, digging its talons in and started to drown it. The victim struggled, but there was zero chance for the duckling to be saved. Then the hawk dragged the still living duck onto the shore and began its bloody feast. What do you think? Why did this bird make such a fuss and panic? It turns out that a rat snake had snuck into her nest and was already holding one of the chicks in its jaws. This bird turned out to be brave and fearless. She actually forced the snake to let go of the chick from its mouth. The chick fell to the ground and will almost certainly die there, but there are still chicks left in the nest, so the defense continues. The parent birds took turns attacking and pecking at the snake until it slithered away in search of easier prey. And now, this same snake spotted prey that it could definitely handle. The rat has no chance. It found itself in a deadly embrace. A young tiger was resting and cooling off by a puddle. At this time, not far away in the grass, an entire herd was grazing. Peafowls. Sensing potential prey, the tiger by the puddle is no longer visible. I think it's clear he switched to hunting mode. And now, from the grass at full speed, this killing machine bursts out at the peafowl. The birds reacted instantly and flew off, but the tiger was very close to success. He was just a few centimeters short of catching the tail of that beautiful bird with his claws. Next, a heron sneaks up to a small pond where a mother duck is swimming with her ducklings. The predator definitely didn't expect that because the duck desperately attacks the heron to protect her ducklings. And it worked. The heron flies away. Here's a similar moment, only this time it's a timid mother duck who didn't attack the heron so fiercely but just quacked. The heron unhurriedly, one by one, destroyed almost the entire brood of ducklings. It looks very sad. Next, the beaches of the Great Barrier Reef. The first leatherback turtle hatchlings emerge from their eggs and run toward the ocean. This is the most terrifying obstacle course for them, and not every hatchling will make it through. Almost immediately, aerial and aquatic predators appear, just waiting for easy prey. Incredible footage of a hawk that spotted a pheasant and decided to attack. The pheasant noticed the approaching threat too late and didn't manage to take off. The second attempt to take off was also unsuccessful. The hawk quickly pinned down its prey with its talons. Next, we see how the predator has already plucked a bunch of feathers from its prey, but the pheasant comes to its senses and, with its last bit of strength, tries to escape. But these attempts are useless. The hawk will not let its victim go. And this crazy attack was filmed in Africa by tourists. On the riverbank, a huge crocodile attacked a smaller one of its kind. Crocodiles, as a rule, are not very picky eaters, and if they get really hungry, they can easily feast on their own kind. The big crocodile didn't torment the smaller one for long on the shore, but the presence of people bothered him, so he decided to hide with his prey in the water. And this small snake was filmed on the barbed wire of a fence. The snake had stuck its head into a hole in the post, and from the sounds, it was clear that it had caught something. It quickly became clear that a frog had been hiding in the hole, which the snake successfully pulled out and began to eat. The toad fought for its life as best it could, but it took the snake only 5 minutes to swallow the poor little frog. This moray eel decided to take revenge for its fellow. First, it tracked where the octopus had slipped away and then attacked it with all its determination. The mollusk fought and resisted for a long time, even releasing its ink in hopes of scaring off the moray eel, but the latter was determined. And now we can see how the moray eel's body shape has changed because now it holds its prey inside. A worthy trophy after a hard-fought battle. And here is another beautiful attack by a tiger who approached a herd of wild boars in the swamp. The tall grass allows the tiger to sneak up almost right next to its prey unnoticed. So on this day, the tiger managed to catch several wild boar piglets at once. Here's another incredible moment, captured in South Africa. A heron caught a baby crocodile and is carrying it in its beak. The bird was very lucky not to run into this little one's mother. It took her just a minute to stun and swallow the baby. Here's a similar moment, filmed in Florida, but this time the crocodile is much bigger. The heron doesn't care about size, it easily swallows the crocodile. Next up, a brave turtle versus a herd of skittish cows. The first to get bitten on the nose is a white cow who jumps back in fright and runs away. After that, curiosity only grows, but no one else dares to come closer. The bravest turned out to be a little calf. As if nothing had happened, he walked up and started sniffing the angry turtle. He didn't have to wait long for a bite on the nose, and then, as you can see, the frightened cows scattered as a whole herd. Here's a similar funny incident. A horse became interested in the turtle, and after getting bitten on the nose, it simply disappears, nearly trampling a dog with its hooves in the process. I'm sure that all animal fight enthusiasts have seen plenty of battles between mongooses and cobras or black mambas, and most often, the mongoose comes out the winner in such encounters. But I found a new, unusual battle captured by a random witness in India. Most likely during the attack, the mamba defended itself and managed to loop a coil around the mongoose's hindquarters. Now the whole situation looks very comical. The snake is crawling away in one direction while the mongoose is trying to escape in the other. In the end, the mamba started climbing into a bush and the mongoose finally managed to break free and run away. And here, this tigress is calmly walking through the forest. At first glance, it seems like she's just out for a walk, but this calmness is deceptive. She's hunting because she needs to feed her cubs. The tigress carefully swishes her tail through the grass, and that's a sign that she's ready to attack. It seems as if the jungle sensed her intention and helped her. Just a few meters away, a small fawn jumps out of the grass. The tigress definitely couldn't miss such an opportunity. And here's a funny moment that tourists captured at the Sydney Zoo. An eagle in the enclosure is calmly eating its piece of meat while a white heron hungrily stares right at its beak. The first attempt to snatch the meat failed, and the heron almost paid for the second one with its beak. The eagle grabbed it with its talons and nearly tore it off. Crocodile versus turtle. A crocodile's jaws are incredibly powerful. Moreover, its teeth have a special structure, locking together like a clasp, making it nearly impossible to escape from its mouth. In this case, the turtle was saved by its hard, slippery shell, as well as the muddy water and swamp where it managed to hide and successfully escape. And here is an unlucky crocodile that happened to end up right under the feet of the largest land mammal in the world, the African elephant. It's unclear what caused the elephant cow to become so aggressive. Perhaps the crocodile bit her, but she began to fiercely attack the toothy reptile with her trunk and legs. The elephant cow even grabbed the crocodile's tail with her mouth. Simply incredible. This is probably the first recorded case of an elephant fighting a crocodile. The constant trampling by an animal weighing over 2 tons surely led to the crocodile's inevitable death. Chameleons and snakes are eternal rivals, since for a snake, a chameleon is an easy and slow snack. Tourists spotted this chameleon on the road and stopped to take a look, but suddenly a snake, likely a black mamba, darted out of the bushes and began sniffing the poor creature, who was simply frozen with fear. The mamba realized there was no time to waste. It grabbed the chameleon and disappeared with it into the thick grass. Here's a similar moment. A black mamba attacks and bites a chameleon right on the roadway, then also carries it off into the grass to eat. And now for a funny moment, a clever monkey decided to troll some tiger cubs. teasing them in every way imaginable. She pulled their ears, tugged their tails, but as soon as the tiger cubs tried to bite her, she would immediately hide in a tree. Next, something a bit different. A heron, actually a family of sandhill cranes, built their nest on a small island in Wild Lake. They had chicks that needed to be protected and cared for. One day, their family faced a very unpleasant surprise. A black bear approached the nest. Just look at what the crane does. With its wings spread wide, it charges at the bear, who was so frightened he didn't know what to do and almost climbed up a tree. Then the frightened bear runs away and the crane chases after him until he leaves their territory. This footage is from a camera installed above the nest with the common crane where there are 3 chicks. As soon as the bird flew off to catch fish, a raven arrived at the nest a few minutes later and began attacking the young. This brazen bird takes turns biting and tormenting the chicks, who are completely unable to defend themselves. The harassment lasted for about 3 minutes, until the raven noticed a piece of fish in the nest, which he took and flew away with. In the end, the raven came back again, but was immediately chased off by the osprey, who returned just in time. Unfortunately, one of the chicks did not survive. The spider-tailed viper is a very rare species of venomous snake. It has an unusual tail that looks like a spider. By moving its tail, it attracts the attention of birds and lizards, and when something approaches to eat this strange lure, the snake attacks its victim and kills it in a split second. By the way, these reptiles mainly hunt migratory birds, since the local birds already know well about this clever lure. Nothing foretold disaster. The crab was going its own way and the octopus was going its own, but their paths crossed, unfortunately for the crab. The little arthropod had almost made it to safety, but it's hard to escape from tentacles like those. And yes, the speed is impressive. By the way, crab is one of the octopus's favorite dishes. Look at how it savors it. And it's this bright blue pattern on its body that marks the octopus as extremely dangerous, including for humans. This sly creature stood still over the rabbit's nest for a long time and didn't miss its chance. As soon as the rabbit showed its ears, it got caught right away. And this incident was filmed in northern Wisconsin. Bystanders happened to be filming a porcupine that had found some food near the shore. But suddenly something went wrong. An unknown creature began to drag the porcupine underwater. It struggled, but all its attempts were unsuccessful. The creature drowned the porcupine. When people approached to find out what was going on, they saw a huge turtle underwater, which had already started eating its prickly prey. This time the quills didn't help. Next is a rat that accidentally wandered onto the territory of 2 angry roosters. A fight broke out between them, but the little rat chose the wrong tactic. Instead of running away immediately, it engaged in a scuffle and started attacking the rooster. Then it takes a precise blow to the head with the rooster's claws, after which it couldn't get up anymore. Victory goes to the rooster.